Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Better London of our... shit.
I'm not actually inside a women's prison at the moment.
The horniest just went up to like 11.
Good afternoon.
At least say a big f*** you to Nick.
Tyler Yaremchuk must go to Cinco de Mayo.
Ty, why won't you kiss me?
Better late than never with fat milk.
Bring the intro down. Let's get going. I'm tired.
It's better late than never.
I'm annoyed. Not really. Let's get after it. Wow. What a difference 24 hours can make. Am I right? Yesterday, just very, very excited. Today, well.
How the turntables...
Yesterday, I did a 10-minute podcast talking about how excited I was. I was basically bursting at the seams to get to the season opener between the Oilers and the Canucks. And, well, we'll get there. First, I got to give a shout out to the audio department. Of course, they are the title sponsor of the show. I appreciate them. I love them. Go check out theaudiodepartment.ca, book some studio time, record a podcast, record an album. Just go in there and hang out. I don't think they want you to do that, but book some studio time, theaudiodepartment.ca. You're going to have a good time there. You're going to be creative. That's what you do there. So we might as well just jump into it. I'm going to get to the season launch party recap. Last night at Greta, we had a great time despite the results. You know, I think I'll just loop in the season launch party into the Oilers and Canucks recap in the news, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out, everybody that was there. We all showed up with bells on, ready to go. And I would honestly say, despite the results in the hockey game, everybody was in a good mood. A lot of people won prizes. We raised some money for kids sport. We did what we were supposed to do. That was party for the hockey game. I, myself, probably partied too hard. You know? My standpoint on it was, well, the hockey game is horrible, so I might as well have a good time. And then what ends up happening is me and some random citizens end up taking tequila shots, and your boy's not feeling as fresh as today. But I ain't no quitter. So here I am, recording the podcast in the morning as I said I would. Why? Because I'm dedicated, Holmes. Dedicated. So again, I just want to say thank you to everybody that came. I met a lot of cool people last night. I was trying to... well, more than normal, trying to go around and kind of just like chat to people. Had some really cool conversations with some really nice people. Met a bunch of people. They would go, and it's always kind of fun. Like, oh, I saw you walk in, but I didn't know you were bag milk. And then I heard, because I jumped on the pregame show with Tyler, Aaron, and Jay for a quick second. So obviously it was being broadcast throughout Greta, and people were just kind of figuring it out. Some of them for the first time, they go, hey man, I listen to the podcast all the time. I love it. And I was just really cool to kind of interact and see who's listening to BLTN and just be part of the mix, you know? Great night at Greta. Thank you so much for everybody that came. It was admittedly probably not the best time for a season launch party. I mean, it was Wednesday night at 8 p.m. start, but you guys came, you packed the place, and we just had fun. We had a good time. And I'm very, very grateful for everybody that came down. I know that everybody at Nation HQ would probably feel the same way, again, despite the results. You know, there were some long faces there. There were some long faces leading up to the game. There was a lot of cheering. There was a lot of happiness. There was a lot of jovial attitudes. Those were quickly erased. In other news, I see on the voicemail, my boy Kyle the Embalmer wants to talk about Love is Blind, but here's where I'm just saying off the jump. I haven't even gotten to any of the new episodes of Love is Blind yet. They're just parked there waiting. So I'm not going to do Love is Blind stuff today. I don't need spoilers. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know who's going to get married, who's not going to get married. All I know is that this show is hilarious, and a bunch of these people are idiots, despite the fact that they are very well educated, and a lot of them have really cool careers. That's the beauty of the show. You get engaged to someone you've never seen before. You barely know them. And then, when you leave the house or whatever, the compound that they're in, life gets in the way. It's like, oh, there's the one girl, and I don't remember her name. She's like super bougie. And the guy she's with, he has his red Solo cups as like that's what he uses as cups in his apartment. She looks and she's like, what the fuck is this? The best. Did they talk about finances in there? No, they didn't. Nobody talks about the practical things. Anyway, no Love is Blind today. There's no Love is Blind. Continue on with the spooky season spectacular that the missus and I are doing. Well, we watched Jigsaw this past week from 2017. If you've seen any of the Saw movies, they're super gory, and this one was just kind of the same. Did it scare me? No. Was it creepy? Yeah. There's too much screaming in those. I think that's the part about those gory horror movies that I don't like, is just like the endless screaming. I get it. You're being stabbed or slashed or cut open with saws, and it hurts. I get that. But I don't want to hear it. Die quietly. Maybe I'm just old and cranky. I don't know. In a Frank update, took my boy for his follow-up appointment for his eye and ear infections that he had. My guy's just like, he's just an allergy mess right now. I don't know if you guys have dogs that have allergies or cats that have allergies or even people with allergies, but the transition from living grass to dead grass is no bueno for my dude. And, well, got him checked out. Everything's A-okay, though. Might have to have a couple eye drops. Doesn't like the eye drops. It was funny, actually, yesterday. So, Frank is not great at the vet right now. And I get it. Like, every time I take him into that building, they're poking him and they're prodding him. They're looking in his ears and they're digging in his mouth. And, like, so he doesn't like going there. And I don't think that's unusual for a lot of dogs. But yesterday, the vet wanted to check his ears because he had a double ear infection. And it was funny because the first one he was cool with. He's like, he tolerated. I wouldn't say he was cool with. He wasn't happy about it. But then when she went to do the second one, he just wasn't having it. He was not cooperating. He tried to bite her. He growled at her. And if you know my dog at all, for him to growl even is just unheard of. He's the sweetest dog outside of the veterinary environment. So she goes, no problem. This happens all the time. So she goes and gets one of the vet techs to come in, and they had to put him on a little muzzle just so she could check his other ear and make sure that he didn't bite her. And she goes, is this cool if we put him on a muzzle? I'm like, frankly, I want to see what it looks like. I haven't seen this before. And he looked like Bane. I wish I took a picture because Bane Frank was absolutely adorable, and I could have watched him as Bane Frank for quite some time. I might just buy him a muzzle because it looked hilarious. And, quite frankly, people would probably leave me alone on the street if Frank was wearing a muzzle. And when I say that, it's not because they're like, oh, hey, Big Milk. It's Frank is so cute. People approach me all the time. They're like, can I pet your dog? He's so cute. Can I pet your dog? If he had a muzzle, maybe they think he's mean. Can I do a podcast confession real quick? Podcast confessions. Last week, I told two small children that Frank had fleas. So they couldn't pet him. I just didn't want... Here's the thing about when kids come up to want to pet Frank. I'm cool with it most of the time, but a lot of them, they're kids. They don't know when to leave. And they don't know how impatient I am. And they're always like, oh, pet your dog. I'm like, all right, kids, gotta go. I want to see you later. Bye. But this time I wasn't in the mood. I was like, you know what? Frank has fleas. He's got medicine on him. They're like, ew, gross. I'm like, yeah, he's disgusting. And I just made my way. Sorry, buddy. He's sleeping beside me right now. Yeah. Sometimes you got to tell a little white lie. Back to Jigsaw. Movie was fine. It was another one in the series. It was creepy. It was dumb. It was awful. Again, too much screaming. You know? Let's get to the news. The news is brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel. They are going to be our official insurance provider for all nation vacations, including the one that is coming up in less than a month from now to Seattle. I'm super excited about it. The countdown is on. Visit Alberta Blue Cross and get yourself some travel insurance or just some coverage in general. I am a Alberta Blue Cross customer myself. You know what I mean? Well, to kick off the news, we might as well start with what happened last night. The Edmonton Oilers kicked off their season in style. Oh, nope, they didn't. They really, really didn't. In fact, it was arguably the worst home opener I've ever watched. With 32 shots on goal, the flu-ridden Canucks put 8 goals past the Edmonton Oilers. 4 on Soup, 4 on Stu, dueling 750 save percentages. Each guy allowed 4 goals on 16 shots. Soup with the mercy pull. Stu went in after, did not really get much better from there. It just didn't. Game started out fun. Vinny Desharnais got in a fight with, what was that guy's name? Dakota Joshua. That was about 4 or 5 minutes into the period, and I had a great time watching it. I love scraps. So I thought, hey, boys are going to be fired up. Vinny's scrapping. Let's go. Kind of chucked him down. Vinny's a huge dude. Would I ever want to fight that guy? Absolutely not. But it really went downhill from there. It really, really did. Connor Garland, he scored. Goal shouldn't have counted, in my opinion, because he doesn't even want to be in Vancouver. I don't think he should be scoring goals for a team he doesn't want to play for. That's just my opinion. Then Brock Besser comes out and scores 3 in a row. 1 to end off the second period, 2 quick ones to start off, the first one to end off the first period, 2 quick ones to kick off the second period. Draisaitl got the boys on the board at 4-1, and it just downhill from there. Pettersson scored at the end of the second, or midway through the second period. Besser again, 4th goal of the game to kick off the third. JT Miller, and then Dakota Joshua. Dakota Joshua gets himself a scrap and a goal. That's a good day for the kid. For Oilers fans, though, I got to say, nothing sucks the air out of a season launch party quite like an 8-1 loss, you know? We were doing our best to have a good time at Greta, and like I said, this turns into old Bagma being like, well, it's time for shots. I'm going to make my own fun, and that's what I did. I had shots. I played some video games, met some people. It was great. Score? Not so much. So what do you do from here? Obviously, we know the Oilers are not going to get beaten like that. They're just way too good. I just don't know what happened yesterday. They just seemed like they forgot they were supposed to play. And I'm launching my new feature 3 key things a little bit later this morning. After I wrap this up, I'm going to start recording or start writing that. And just, what do you take away from a mess like that? Other than just saying, flush it down the toilet and just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Just forget about it. It's dumb. It's awful. It was so bad. A turd in the punch bowl is the best way to describe that game. So I asked you guys on Twitter, I said, give me a 1-word review about last night's 8-1 loss to the Canucks, and let's just get through them. Kabir says stinky. Visually Better says hideous. Mr. Okanagan says, what the fuck was that? But he put it all as 1 word, so I respect it. Kev Bo goes bottled. Gru says barf. Scott says tabernac. El Colagrande says fuck. Barry says darkness. Surveyor Brett says poopy. Brian says feces. Lauren says oops. Jordan says uninspired. Geekily confused says whoopsie. Ty says abomination. Tristan says pain. Patrick says celebrity. Josie says why. White Whale says suboptimal. L says lacking. All of those are accurate. Why is probably the better thing to say. It's just, how are they so unprepared to go up against a team that was literally ridden with the flu? Thatcher Demko, let me see here. I'm going to pull up his numbers here. Thatcher Demko got pulled out of the game after puking in his own mask. He played 48 minutes and 5 seconds of the game last night. He stopped 21 of 22 shots for a .955, and he got pulled because he vomited in his own mask. That is a guy that they could not get more than 1 goal past. Like, what? What are we doing here, boys? I mean, I'm not going to dwell on it. It's 1 game, but it was just annoying. It was annoying. You know? That's what, although, you know, I'm looking for some silver linings here. The fact that the Oilers have to do an autograph session today at West Edmonton Mall is fucking hilarious. Could you imagine they're just sitting there for 3 hours at WEM and they're like, oh, got to sign all these things for people. And they're going to do a good job, and they're going to, you know, they're going to be excited to see people, and they're going to do their thing. And I totally get why people want all their autographs. But to me, it's very, very funny that they have to get paraded out after a night like that.
I hope they all stop for Cinnabons. You know what? There's that place down by, what's that boat called? The Big Ship. The big thing that's in there. Anyway, there's that cinnamon bun place right there. If I was the Edmonton Oilers, I'd be just working my way over there. Like, oh yeah, I'll sign an autograph if you go get me a cinnamon bun.
We all love cinnamon buns.
As if you're not going to let me on the podcast to talk about what happened last night. You were texting me the meanest things. You said that I was going to get fired. You said that because the Canucks won that we weren't going to be friends, and it hurt my feelings. I'm flying to Edmonton today, and now I'm worried about what's going to happen when I walk into Nation HQ and everybody looks at me in my Canucks hat and they're going to go, "Get out of here, Quads! Get out of here! Scram! Scat! Skedaddle! Go on! Get out! Go!" I'm worried about it. I was so excited to hang out with you, but now I'm worried because the Oilers got absolutely spanked by my Canucks.
Get out of here, Quads. Don't have time for you right now. Not into it. I'm not into it, damn it. Well, nothing wrong with an 81-1 record. I think that's the lesson here today. We didn't expect them to win all 82. Certainly expected them to win game 1. But 81-1 will go just fine with me. In other news from the Edmonton Oilers, they signed Bo Akey to a 3-year LC this past week. You'll like to see it. The kid had a strong camp. A lot of people, he only played one preseason game, but a lot of people were really pumped on him. He's going back to junior, doing his thing. Prospect to watch for sure. He's a puck-moving defenseman. We love him. We love those guys around here. Frank Saravalli from Daily Faceoff sat down with Jay Woodcroft and Ken Holland this past week. And my boy Meat Watcher, of course, Meat Watcher did the intro for the podcast. He sent me a clip and he wanted my take on it. And I actually haven't listened to the clip that he sent me. So I'm just going to play it through. It's about 90 seconds here. I'll probably stop it and just pick out some parts and give my thoughts.
Meat Watcher is my daddy.
What's going on, BM? I listened to Frank's interview with Ken Holland, and I think Kenny might be a little distracted going into his final season. I clipped a couple things. I wanted to get your take. I could be reading into this too much, so have a listen. Let me know.
First of all, hang on. I got to go back to, I didn't know, I haven't listened to this, so I didn't expect this kickoff, and I want to listen to it again.
Meat Watcher is my daddy.
What's going on?
Meat Watcher is my daddy.
BM, I listened to Frank's interview with Ken Holland.
Let's go. What do we got?
So, Ken, whatever happens this year, I think you've been kind of vocal about it maybe being your last year as GM and executive running a team. Have you allowed yourself at all to dream about what it would be like to win this year?
Let me answer that for you, Ken. It'd be awesome to win. I'd love to see Ken Holland celebrating. I'd love to see him as part of the parade, probably pumping back a delicious Coors Light. I don't know what Ken Holland drinks. For some reason, he strikes me as a Coors Light guy.
First off, my focus is on coming at the appropriate time. Maybe you get a little excited as you start to get massive. Right now, I'm worried about coming over and over and over again. And you got to take care of coming each and every day to try to win a game.
Do you see what I mean?
Oh, Meat Watcher, you rascal. I legitimately thought this was going to be a serious thing that you wanted me to comment on, but this is way better, frankly. Hang on. I'm going to back it up. This is so stupid.
Get massive. Right now, I'm worried about coming over and over and over again. And you got to take care of coming each and every day to try to win a game.
Do you see what I mean? There's something going on, but I can't put my finger on it. What do you?
Yeah, I mean, Ken seems like he's got a one-track mind, It's like some of the boys that have been asking for dating advice. I feel like Uncle Ken can need some of my advice as well. Meat Watcher, that was a hell of a pick there. I guess I missed part of that part of the interview.
Daddy.
I'd be remiss not to ask about the laser focus Connor and Leon have to be great. How much does that...
I just like it. Now I'm preemptively laughing because I don't know where this is going to go. It's so stupid.
Rub off on everyone else.
Yeah, I think in my opening press conference, I talked about coming night after night after night after night. So certainly now, people talk about coming. I think given where we're at, we'll see where it goes. But I'm excited about coming all over again to have a good year.
Daddy, piss on them. Daddy.
Meat Watcher, I have no idea how long that took you to put together, but can we do that every week? Now I got to go back. I got to read the email from Meat Watcher because I have been easily bamboozled on the internet lately. I just have. And so here's what he said to me today. He goes, hopefully I can slip this in before you record. I listened to the Holland interview with Frank and clipped a couple of things I wanted to get your take on. Yep, sure did. That is good stuff. That is very, very good stuff by Meat Watcher. Legitimately thought we were going to have a serious question there. We do not. The other thing I want to touch on before I wrap up the news, and this is just annoying and gross, and I was going to do it in the RSB, but maybe I'll do it again. The NHL decided this past week to ban Pride tape. It's so stupid. It's completely ridiculous. You got a couple of guys who don't want to participate on Pride nights. How about you just let them sit out then? Everybody has a voice. Everybody wants to be, say their own bit. Let them say out. Let them sit out just like they did last year, and they'll feel the heat on social, and probably deservedly so. Everybody's got their own opinions, and I get that. But, this seems completely ridiculous. The NHL taking 3 steps backwards. They used to be such, we've come a long way from just the NHL being at the forefront. And, Brian Burke, he put out a really good statement on Twitter about what this means going backwards for the NHL. They used to be leaders in the space, according to Burke. I'm paraphrasing, but just this one was completely ridiculous. I don't understand it at all. I just don't. It seems like such a foolish decision to me. Because my opinion, and this is just my opinion, is that people are just going to be people, and they're just going to be people, and they are who they are, and we should accept people for what they are. And if you're going to go around saying hockey's for everyone, this move is it's the exact opposite of hockey's for everyone. It's ridiculous. The only bright side about this is I see that Pride tape sales have escalated tremendously since this news came out, and I'm glad people are just going to do their own thing. Connor McDavid spoke out about it this past week, and I'm paraphrasing Connor's words, but he says that he doesn't like this ruling by the NHL. It doesn't make sense to him. And what I really hope that some players do is they just do their thing anyway. Take the fine. It would be very, very powerful, Connor McDavid, to go out wearing have Pride tape, have it banned. What are you going to do? You going to give Connor McDavid shit? What if Sidney Crosby did it? What if Connor Bedard did it? These players that, Zach Hyman spoke out about it. He's been very vocal about his support for the LGBTQ plus community. And I just don't get this. I just don't get it. You look at, from the NHL standpoint, they want to avoid the noise and the hassle, I guess, of people lighting the players up when they don't want to participate. But to me, this just seems ridiculous. Hockey's for everyone except you, and you. That's what it tells me. I don't get it,
Meat Watcher is my daddy.
I didn't mean to push that. So anyway, the NHL, I don't get it. In better news, Blink-182, new song tomorrow. New album coming out next week. I'm very excited. It's like 12-year-old bag milk standing outside the Future Shop waiting for it to open. Did I ever tell that story? It's not really a great story, but it's a dumb one. When Take Off Your Pants and Jacket came out in 2001 or whatever it was, I was about 16 years old, and I didn't have a car at the time, so I needed my dad to drive me to Northgate Mall so that I could buy the album on opening day. I stood in line with a handful of, I'm not saying it was a long line, there was probably like 6 of us, standing outside, waiting for the doors to open so we could rush in and get the Blink-182 album so that we did not miss out. What happened? They opened the doors of the Future Shop. They had stacks of this thing. It was just everywhere. And I go, oh, man, do I feel like a real asshole for making my dad drive me into the city. And there was no need for it. I could have rolled in whenever and grabbed the album. But you live and you learn. New Blink album coming out next Friday. I'm very excited about it. And that's how we're going to wrap up the news for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. Alberta Blue Cross, the Nation Network's official provider of travel insurance. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information.
You're listening to Better Late Than Never. In the words of EMF, you're unbelievable.
Yes, we are. It's time to talk a little bit of betting. And this week, instead of just placing some new bets, I just kind of want to walk through how I did yesterday. I brought back the Risky Business articles for our friends at Betway, and I was very excited. I lost a lot of money last night, and I'm just going to be honest about it. What did I do? Well, let's have a little conversation, shall we? I need to open up the box score here, make sure that I didn't get anything wrong. Let's see, Leon Draisaitl. So, all right, here we go. How did Bag Milk do on opening night? Leon Draisaitl over 2.5 shots. Nope. I need like a, what do I got here? I don't have a horn buzzer. I need a horn buzzer. Anyway, easy money pick of the day. Oilers money line. Well, nope. Over 1.5 total power play goals at plus 155. At least I hit that one. Can't miss parlay was Oilers, Leafs, and Bruins all to win. Thanks, Oilers. That would have been a very juicy one, but I went 1 for 3 on my bets. I put a unit down on each of them and just got absolutely murdered. Just killed. Because those were the bets that I put on the website for our friends at Betway. But I had some other ones sprinkled through. I'm like, Leon 2 points. I had Connor 2 points. And I'm just like, I'm dabbling. I'm spitballing. I'm throwing things everywhere. What happened? Garbage. Absolute garbage. Provided that you are 19 plus and could do so responsibly, go check out Betway if you want to put a couple of shekels on the game. But I promise, or I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you to please do better than I did. You know? Just do better than I did. I feel like, I also feel like it's not that hard, you know? Again, provided that you are 19 plus and can do so responsibly, please use our friends at Betway.
Guess the fuck what? You're listening to Better Late Than Never. Brought to you by Bag Milk's Alfa Romeo Barbecue and Foot Massage.
You want to see a man, boy? I'll show you a man. Kick me in the jimmy.
The Righteous Act meeting is brought to you by Trilogy Oilfield Rentals. Of course, Trilogy is an established provider of tools and expertise across multiple oilfield disciplines, specializing in rentals, pipe recovery, abandonments, and completions. Currently, they maintain full-time operating units in Provost, Weyburn, and Kindersley. What kind of tools do they have? Well, you know I like to press my megaphone button. Rental tools, fishing tools, drilling tools, coil tools, mills and bits, completion tools, any tool for any job. TrilogyRentals.ca. Again, looking very much forward to going to Tool with Carrie from Trilogy Oilfield Rentals at the end of the month. Very, very excited. I have not seen them. I actually don't have a RSB today. I did the Pride Tape wrap. That is the most annoying news of the week for me. The NHL taking a step backwards. I did the bid on it. So my boy Kyle the Embalmer chimed in. He's got a guest RSB, so we are going to give him the button.
You want to see a man, boy? I'll show you a man. Kick me in the jimmy.
Let's get to it.
All right. Yeah, I have something to complain about. Here's the premise. Yesterday, I dropped my phone. Thanksgiving Day. Dropped my phone about 10 o'clock in the morning. Screen shatters. Fuck. Whatever. I can deal with a broken screen. Oh, no, I can't, because the broken screen also affects the camera for Face ID, etc., etc. Now it's a pain in the ass. Can I get into Apple, get it fixed? Yes. Take my case off. Oh, look, the back is broken too. Why the fuck is the back of an iPhone glass? Whose fucking brilliant idea was the back of a phone to be glass?
Thanks, Steve Jobs. Way to go.
Like, it serves no purpose whatsoever. Anyways, there is some positives to my story. Yes, I actually managed to get into the Apple store on Thanksgiving Monday. Not only that, oh, look, I show up, they look at my phone, they check it out. I have Apple Care. They go, oh, yeah, we can't fix this because of where it's broken. Here's a brand new phone.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
All well and good. What do? Erase my old phone. Now is where the issues begin. Now I got to try and download new shit. Well, I can't because it's going to take a fucking hour to put my backup back on my new phone. Add to that, now I also have to. So now I got to wait. Turns out I got to wait till I get home to be able to fucking get it back up from the backup. And now I got to go to a second.
Was that? Oh, ran out of time. I was confused there. That sounds like Kyle's RSB here is a bunch of first world problems, but we'll see where it goes.
Okay, second part. Okay, so you get my new phone. Cool. Open it up. I'm trying. Oh, I have to get a backup from my old one. Fine. That's just fine. Except I have to connect to Wi-Fi. Guess what? Won't fucking work because it says I need 55 minutes. Well, I can't stay on the Apple Store for 55 minutes while it uploads. So I gotta wait till I get home. Cool. Now I don't have a phone for most of the day. Wife want to do shopping, etc., etc. We walk around Southgate, buy whatever. Beyond the point. We get home. Cool. What do? I get the backup. Backs up my phone. It takes an hour and a half before I can use my phone again. Perfect. So, what's the next issue? Oh, my fucking iWatch. Well, because I don't have my old phone, I have to erase my iWatch and then reset it up with my new phone, and it's a whole fucking process. So I guess my whole complaint is being a fucking slave to Apple, which I guess now is against myself. But why? So why the fuck, first off, does Apple have to have glass backs on their phones? Fucking ridiculous.
Do they really?
And then, of course, all the other bullshit that goes with it. So in the end, I'm an Apple slave, and that's my righteous act beating.
There we go.
You want to see a man, boy? I'll show you a man. Kick me in the jimmy.
So I guess what Kyle's saying is the righteous act beating this week is against himself and myself too. As a Apple person myself, like as I'm sitting here at my studio, at my house, I too have an Apple Watch. The soundboard where I'm playing these sound effects is on an iPad. I'm plugged into my MacBook Pro, and my iPhone is sitting beside me. So the thing about Apple is if you're an Apple user, they're basically like, fuck you, pay for it. And we all go, all right, that makes sense to me. I will do whatever you say, Tim Cook. Whatever you want us to buy, we will buy it, and we will pay way too much money for it. And there you go. A righteous act beating for our friends at Trilogy Oil Field Rentals.
Ahoy there, listener. You're listening to Better Late Than Never, the #1 podcast for testicular-related discourse in the entire Edmonton metro area.
The voicemail is brought to you by Alfa Romeo of Edmonton. Go check them out. Ooh, they've updated the website. They've got the 2023 Alfa Romeo Stelvio listed above. 3.99% for 36 months. A limited time offer ends October 31st. I love the Stelvio. They're so nice. They're so nice. Also, I want to keep telling you about the Tonale. The Tonale is now available. That could be your entry point into driving an Alfa Romeo, and man, you'd look good in there. You would look so good in there. I've got a message from Gandhi, but I'm going to guess it's not the real Gandhi, lest anyone believe that he actually left a voicemail today.
Right, so I've paused last week's
I don't think this is actually Gandhi.
episode before the voicemail, so I don't know what is in them. All I can say is, no, you didn't, donkey, you dickhead. I've got a bit of a bone to pick, I guess. It's not really a righteous act beating. It's more just you can get this on my chest, you know.
Go for it.
If broken-hearted teenagers can leave voicemails here, well, so can I.
Sure.
I'm in Brisbane for a work event. Probably the last time I get to come here as a guest and stay in a hotel before I move back here. So trying to one last hurrah, get up to my room. The little slippers they provide aren't monogrammed anymore. The robe you wear, not monogrammed anymore. Like, how can I expect to thrive in these conditions? I'll tell you how. Because they've changed the toilet paper holder. And now there's a little shelf on top. So while you're sitting there wheeling out your paper, wheel, you can sit your beer down. And
wait a minute.
Yin and yang.
Wait a minute. Do you drink beers where you shit? That seems gross to me. Like, I drink beers in the shower all the time. Love a shower beer. In fact, I would say shower beer is one of the most elite beers you can have. But I don't know about doing your shitting, man. I'm rattled right now.
Hey, BM. Got some preseason overreactions for you.
Sure.
First of all, Soup is so back.
You can tell when a voicemail comes in before a game last night, you know? Again, I'm not, quite frankly, I don't blame Jack Campbell last night for the loss. Everybody was bad. But it's just funny that this email's coming in.
He looks like he's going to be an absolute beast in net this year. Second, Connor Brown and Connor McDavid are an electric pair. Connor Brown's going to put up 75 plus points on a line with McDavid. Third, our power play is going to be insane this year. And not just the first line. The second line power play will be amazing too. Well, can't wait for the season.
How did last night go for you, Liam? Did it go all right? Probably not. You know? Probably not. Kyle the Embalmer, you're back again.
All right, Luck. Did I want to do 3 in a row? No. I just kind of feel like I'm on a roll. So let's talk about hockey.
Oh, yeah. So, Kyle, I did not play your Love is Blind messages. Sorry. I just haven't watched it. Don't spoil it for me.
I think we absolutely crushed Calgary tonight. Cool. Fuck Calgary. Doesn't matter whether it's our A squad playing their G squad. Who fucking cares? Always beat Calgary.
Yep.
You know, Sutter having to retire, a little bit sad. I kind of was hoping we'd be able to get a guy like him.
Yeah, he was a good story. I was cheering for him.
For the meantime now, I mean, I can't really, now that we don't have PTOs to sign, I guess Bouchard's contract is not going to bite us in the ass until probably, October 11th when the season starts and we can't have an extra forward.
I was sitting with Kyle last night at the watch party, and the Bouchard takes in real life, they're not just in the voicemail. They're also happening in real life.
Really come back to bite us in the ass come trade deadline. Hopefully Holland can do Holland things. So in the meantime, I guess let's not trade Bouchard. Let's hang on to him. Maybe
progress. We're making progress, pal.
He can increase his value, and maybe we'll trade him at the deadline for somebody that isn't overpaid.
Get out of here.
But other than that, go Oilers. And let's have a good season and bring home the cup. Yeah.
Amen. Didn't happen last night. Did not happen last night. Owen, what do you guys say?
Hey, Big Milk. Just finishing up listening to the pod. Yeah, Ari, I am so down to get a group chat going. Man, my friends are sick of me ranting about my shit to them. So if I have someone else I can talk to this stuff about, that'd be freaking wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got for right now.
Also, there could be another opportunity to do some stuff. I was talking to Matt Graham last night at the season launch party, and he's setting up a BLTM Discord. I'm going to try my best to be a part of that Discord and actually be in there. Matt was talking about some of the ideas he wanted to do last night. He's going to kind of run the show a little bit for me. I'm going to try and chip in there, but we're going to have spots for you guys to just have random discussions in there too. So I'd love for you guys to join it. Still getting set up a little bit, but that should be ready to go here right away.
Hey, Bagmouth. So just wanted to comment on the that Matthews guy idea of making a Discord server. I'm not sure that's going to get any traction. I just don't think there's like a large demand for something like that. Hold on, someone left a plug on the ground here. What the hell? It's discord.gg/nation citizens. Who would leave such a nice plug like that lying around? Crazy.
You rascal.
Anyways, what was I talking about?
Go join the Nation Citizens Discord. They do good work in there. You can chime in on what's going on around the network. You can make fun of Tyler. You can use the bag milk emojis in there. They're fun. They are fun.
Yeah, all joking aside, the Nation Citizens Discord server has been going strong since February,
It has, yeah.
Fun fact, we're actually the primary distributor of all Oilers flavored Kool-Aid. Yeah, fun fact.
Goes down smooth. Always delicious. Go check out the Nation Citizens Discord. They're good people in there. I promise you.
Now that we're out of jail and have the appropriate finances, I think we should set up a new scheme to show Batman what true human nature really is.
You're seeing things all wrong. We need to find the old guano man and put a smile on his face.
You know, you laugh a lot. When I was in the Dark Knight, I laughed, but it wasn't like all the time.
Tisk, tisk, the Dark Knight. That's all we ever hear about. I myself had a hit TV show that lasted over 7 years, Hotshot. But for some wacky reason, the whole world thinks you're top joker.
Why did you laugh there? You're angry at me. Do you laugh at the end of every sentence? Stop laughing. Stop it.
Man,
I'm a real prick, you know that?
I love those. I like to just sit there and lock it in and just let them play. That was 53 seconds of just... That was 53 seconds. Just ripped by. Man, those are good. I love them. I absolutely love them. Start to finish. Masterpiece. I'm going to give you one of these.
Does it hurt your feelings at all that the people that listen to this podcast are way more talented than you? It's gotta hurt, right? At least a little bit.
Anyway.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, once again, this is the Donkey. I don't know if you've been watching, but let's be honest, the MLOs have been looking a little bit sexier. Oh. Connor Brown, I like our defense. Let's be honest, we've been here before. Bags, I've been in the decade of darkness. Yep. Do you know what? I love them. I love this team.
Me too.
Let's go.
No,
Let's go. I'm going to put 10 English pounds, 10 English pounds, disgrace on a bet on Emin lifting and Connor McDavid lifting the Stanley Cup. Oh, yes.
I want to watch you do that. For some reason, I just feel like you sitting in your house leaving these voicemails with that affect you put on your voice would just be hilarious to watch. I don't know. Liam?
10% sure that I saw Leon Draisaitl out walking his dog when I was biking to school today. I think that was cool. Bye.
It's nice of Leon. He's a good dog owner, getting the dog some exercise. It's lovely fall days we've been having. Why not?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is the Donkey. I've had a most distressing video message from the other candidate in the better late than never. He appeared to be pooing on a toilet.
Yes. Duke's he is the shit master, as we learned. He's also drinking beers while he's pooping, is what we learned today.
Straining. Now, I think we're all humans. Let's be honest. We all poo and shit. Let's be honest. I've shited through the eye of a needle a few times. Well, whatever. But I don't need to hear your manifesto when you are sat on the bog, curling one out. By the way, Donkey, I'm back. Hello.
Your manifesto when you're sitting on the bog. What a fucking dumb podcast this is. I love it.
Getting a bit out of hand. Let's bring it back to hockey now that the season's all around the corner.
I feel like we jumped in there somewhere mid-thought. Just a running dialogue going on in Liam's head right now, and he's just like, oh, I forgot to press record. Anyway, here we go.
I have some bold predictions for the season.
Please.
My prediction is that, other than Connor and Leon, there's going to be one other Oiler who scores 100 points and one other Oiler who scores 40 goals. That's my bold prediction. But can't wait for the season. Let's get back to the Oilers talk.
Yeah. Can't wait for the season. Let's get back to the Oilers talk, except when they get shit kicked 8-1 to the Vancouver Canucks. Next message.
Oh, damn, Owen.
just heard about what you're going through. Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Listen, I know a friend that one of my best friends, actually, my two best friends, both their grandpa and grandma died from cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Obviously, I didn't really know them. I'm not trying, I didn't know them at all. I'm just stating how Big Milk said everyone knows someone. And actually, my grandma recovered from,
If you missed it, Owen has got a buddy that's battling cancer right now, and he left a very, very candid message either last week or the week before, just kind of about how it's going and just looking for a little bit of support. And he's got it here within the group of the BLTN community. But I think that, fuck cancer. Everybody knows somebody. I've currently got family members kind of battling right now. So it's, it's tough. Back to you, Ben.
Cancer. And, Owen, just keep that guy in your thoughts and prayers. I forget if you said his name, but yeah, I will also be keeping him in my thoughts and prayers. Ari, really sorry about your mom. Good thing you're doing well now. Yeah, I got one voicemail coming up soon, but yeah.
Thanks, Ben. I think the boys will appreciate that. It's just nice to get some support sometimes, you know? That's just really all it is. Is this another Ben?
You just meet the commissioner and go up and shake his hand, get a hat of your team. And yeah, but just take the GMs out of it.
I don't know what we're talking about here. We're talking about the draft? I feel like I'm missing a message here somewhere, but they're just going in order. Ben, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
So many imposters trying to do the donkey, trying to be the donkey, or even trying to try the donkey. Anywhere. No matter who we are, where we are, fuck Australia. There is only one candidate for better late than never, presidency. And I'm here for you, everyone. Yours. Roar. Just said roar. Yes. Let's endorse the whole roar thing. I've no idea what I'm talking about. Bollocks.
I don't know what you're talking about either, but again, I love to watch you do that. It's just so weird. It's so weird in the best way. It is so weird in the best way. This one, it says Chalmers wannabe. I'm interested in this.
Yo, Big Milk, no offense, but the Big Milk era of dating advice was kind of weird.
Yes.
But I think we need a new host. I would like to petition for Chris Chalmers' dating advice. Because I want to learn this man's methods. This all stemmed, I was listening to an old episode of Real Life during the pandemic, and you guys were talking about dating and Pornhub Premium. And Jay Chalmers and Wanye were talking about how back when they were in their 20s, Chalmers pulled the most bitches out of anyone. And so my question is, was height not that big of a deal back in the early 2000s?
Why, are you a short king, Nick?
As it is now, unfortunately for a lot of short guys, not for me. I'm tall. Works out okay.
Braggart.
Height's pretty big with the ladies now.
Yeah, it is.
My question is,
one of the wildest things that when I was on the dating apps, one of the wildest things is, I didn't see it often, but every now and then you would see a girl within their bio, it goes, if you're under 6 feet, don't bother. I would just go, man, that is so aggressive. Could you imagine the inverse of that, where a guy goes, I don't know, just if you're not X, then don't bother? It would just be like, fuck you. But for some reason, it's normalized. I don't get it. Shout out to the short kings.
Was it not? Because Chalmers is 5'6". Yeah, bro managed to pull he managed to pull the news anchor. I want to know this man's methods, because he must have ungodly game.
I think he does. I was with Christopher Chalmers last night at the season launch party. We always have a good time. He's a great dude. I bet his game was fantastic. I'll ask him for you.
This is David Bowie on the floor, etc. Good evening.
Working through the Alfa Romeo of Edmonton voicemail here. We got a bunch of shenanigans here. This one just says from waivers.
Man, there's nothing better than Oilers Twitter. Like yesterday, I got my popcorn out after they said Lavoie was on waivers.
Oh, man, dude, the overreaction was just ridiculous. We did about 10 minutes on this on Oilers Nation Radio on Tuesday. The overreaction to Lavoie going on waivers and being like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then he cleared and everybody went, well. I love it.
It's not nice to go on waivers. You know, sometimes just people want to be with the big team and they want to get the big money. And I think that more teams should let more players stick around whether they deserve it or not.
That's very nice of you, Quads.
That was just... I could scroll Twitter or X or whatever it's called now for hours just looking at people absolutely losing their minds about Lavoie clearing or going on waivers. And then we find out today he cleared waivers. So everybody, you can take a deep breath. It's okay.
It is okay. Take a deep breath. Waivers. Adam, what do you got to say?
Hey, Bag Milk. This is a long-time listener, Adam. I've been looking at the schedule, and I think we could go 8-0 to start the year. Win up.
Whoopsies.
The entire month of October. I don't see any team on the schedule that we should lose to.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers and the Wilds are the best teams on there, and I think we can beat them. Just want your opinion on what the possibility of not losing in the month of October are.
Well, obviously this voicemail came in before yesterday's game, so the possibility is 0. I do think the Oilers are going to bounce back. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Oilers just dummy the Canucks on Saturday in the rematch. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But last night, awful. No other way to put it.
All right. Those looking for the update after the last new episodes of Love is Blind.
Nope, can't do it. Not doing it. Not doing it, Kyle. Not today. I'm sorry.
Hello, expert. It's your boy, OJ Chalmers. Hope you all enjoyed the game last night.
I did not.
I'm recording this beforehand, so I don't know who won. But I'm sure it's not those motherfucking Canucks. Anyway, empty your hoses before winter or whatever the fuck. This is OJ Chalmers.
Yeah, so take off your hoses outside. That's what Chalmers' winter tip. Otherwise it gets, how does he say that? It's the hose bib. Something gets frozen, crack pipes. There's pressure in there. I don't remember what he says. Just detach your hose. That's all you got to know.
Hey, Big Milk, question for you since you work in the hockey industry.
All right.
Is there any way I can stream American Hockey League games for free? It has to be free.
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, you could probably just find some sketchy, like, Reddit used to have streams all the time on there. I think they got rid of those, but I honestly have no idea. I have zero clue. I am not the one to ask. You're going to have to go ask Bing or ask Jeeves or... Honestly, I have no idea.
What's up, Bag Milk? It's Owen here. I am currently ripping home. We got 10 minutes till game time. I'm so fucking excited for this Oilers season to happen. I just probably bombed the midterm because I wrote it way too quickly so I get home to watch the Oilers game. Probably a terrible idea.
Yes.
That midterm is worth 35% of my grade. What?
Definitely not a great idea. I do respect the dedication to the Oilers, though. Maybe your instructor is also an Oilers fan. You should just wrote that at the bottom of the essay or whatever the midterm was about. Listen, I went through this too fast because the Oilers game is coming up very, very soon. Have to go. Thank you.
What the fuck was I doing? But Oilers hockey is back. I could not be more excited. Side note, I fucked up. I really should have listened to you guys, but I didn't, and I fucked up, and fuck. But fucking Oilers hockey's back, so I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Let's go, Oilers.
Well, the good news is you probably bunged up your midterm, and the Oilers game that you rushed home for was... it was an experience. Chandler?
Bag Milk.
Yes, sir.
First of all, yes, if I sound sick, it's because I am. But
as a result of being sick, I've been laying in bed watching Oilers Plus all day. And I have some good news in terms of the All Abs team.
Oh, go now we're
It
talking.
appears that Ekholm, the one time I've seen him shirtless, does indeed pick up the slack that we lost with Clefbaum. So I am happy to report that Ekholm is carrying on the Swedish All Abs team tradition very strongly.
Talk about the Abs team, but do it slower.
Hey, Bag Milk.
What's up?
It's Laird here.
What's going on, Laird?
Just watching the Oilers game versus the Canucks. They are down 2-0 with 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the first period.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say that I find not having Jack Michaels as the commentator for the first game really throws me off watching the game.
Maybe it throws the Oilers off too.
I
They knew
enjoy
Jack was
having
only
Jack
on the radio
for every game, and
Jack is the best. I love Jack Michaels. At first, I remember when he first came in to replace Rod Phillips. Obviously, Rod Phillips was a legend, huge shoes to fill. But man, Jack is so good. And my worry with him is that he's so good that we'll lose him because some big network or some big team or something is going to pay him a boatload of money and take him away from us. Stay with us, Jack. I love you.
I wish he was our playoff commentator too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my next complaint is I started watching the game and I was like, what the hell is this camera angle? It just seems strange. Maybe it was like that in preseason. I did not watch any preseason this year, just due to time. But, yeah, I'll probably be leaving some more voicemails. So, thanks, Big Milk.
Things didn't get better from there, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Late Than Never. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake, the Australians texting me. Bloody hell.
I love their relationship. They are the best of friends.
If we knew that the Oilers were going to be bad to start the season, BM, I think we could have gone for more dating advice segments in the voicemail. I'm entertained by those. I'm not entertained by this game, however.
Bring back the dating segments. The Oilers are bad, so we're talking dating.
So what does Twitter say whenever the Oilers get blown out? X player sucks, fire the GM, fire the coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that I've said that, I do find it kind of funny how the Oilers were hyping up Campbell for the entirety of the preseason. He was playing good.
Out of his mind,
He
in fact.
gets pulled in game 1.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I'm not hanging that loss on Jack, but he certainly didn't help. And same goes for Stu. I'm not hanging it on Stu. Certainly didn't help. Again, when you've got dueling 750 save percentages, not great. Team in front of them, complete garbage. So it is what it is, It is what it is.
Guys, it's one fucking game. Relax. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, there was some melting down on Twitter last night. It was pretty fun. It was fun.
Bag Milk. The Oilers just lost.
Did they ever?
8-1.
Did they
How
ever?
the hell do you lose a hockey game 8-1?
That's a fair question. Especially, again, given that the Canucks were pissing and shitting themselves. I don't know that for a fact. But Demko did puke in his own mask and had to get pulled. So, it's a plausible theory.
Connor McDavid. I am at a loss for words. Do you know what that game felt like to me? I mentioned last week I'm a Denver Broncos fan. I love the Denver Broncos almost as much as I love the Oilers. The Denver Broncos have the worst scoring defense in the NFL. Everyone just racks up points and yards against the Denver Broncos. Specifically, week 3, the Broncos give up 70 fucking points to the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, they did.
The Dolphins take their starters halfway through the game, and the backups still dominate the Broncos. That's exactly the vibe of that Oilers game. No matter what the Oilers did, the Canucks just dominated them.
Yep. Sloppy all over the ice.
I'm at a loss for words.
Start to finish, shitacular would be my adjective for last night.
Well, Bag Milk, wasn't expecting to leave a second voicemail. But, yeah, that game absolutely crushed me. What a waste of my time. Holy
Yeah,
fuck. Yeah. Going back to what I said, I should definitely listen to what people tell me. Would avoid a lot of shit. Yeah.
You sound down, man. Don't let the Oilers bring you down. It's only one game. Duke said it best. It's only one game. They'll bounce back. I promise.
Yo, so Bag Milk, I've driven home. I left my last voicemail, and then I drove home. And I'm sitting in my car, sitting outside my house right now, and I'm still in shock. I still am like, that wasn't just a loss. That was a full-blown assault of the Oilers organization and everything associated with it. Like, that felt like they were attacking the fans. Like, oh my goodness. You know, like, I'm a Broncos, Oilers, Jays, and Elks fan.
That is, that's tough sledding. But again, it was just, I mean, they played awful. There's no sugarcoating it. It was terrible. Last night was a disaster, but they're a very good team. They're going to bounce back. I don't know what was going on last night. I think they thought they were going to have a gimme or something. Canucks came to play. The Oilers did not.
Is there a combination of more disappointing teams to cheer for out there?
I mean, Jay is also a Cleveland Browns fan, so I think if you mix them in, Liam at the office is a Detroit Lions fan, although they're having a good season. Yeah, you could be an Oakland A's fan, or just an Oakland sports fan in general, I guess, you know? Last voicemail.
All right, BM, I'm driving home from the Greta party. The game was fucking terrible, so I'm gonna ask a different question about something else that was kind of asked this week in some of the other media. What are your thoughts on officials doing interviews after games, specifically after, controversial calls and whatnot? It seems the players all think that it's a good idea. It seems that me as a fan, I think it's a good idea. I feel like a bunch of other fans feel like it's a great idea for officials to come out and be accountable. And unsurprisingly, the only people that don't seem to think it's a good idea are those two fuckers at the NHL of Daly and Batman. But, of course, they're the villains always, so that's not a surprise. So, what are your thoughts? Officials doing interviews after controversial / after any game press conferences, and it has nothing to do with this terrible game because officials weren't our fucking problem against Vancouver.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I think that having some accountability for the refs would be fantastic. Yeah, sure. I just, sometimes I don't know what they're going to say, but it would be nice to be able to ask them some questions. So I'm into it. I'm absolutely into it. I think that would be a fine idea. I've got no problems there. Ask the officials, Ask the officials. The voicemail brought to you by Alfa Romeo of Edmonton. Go check them out. The Tenali is now available for test drives. They've got a deal up on the Stelvio. AlfaRomeoEdmonton.ca. Go get yourself on a brand new whip. If you see me cruising around, you can wave at me. I'll wave back at you. I'm in the Stelvio. It's very sexy. Makes me feel 93% more handsome. There you have it. Better late than ever, the Thursday morning edition. I was hoping that we were going to be able to talk about a win, but way she goes. Way she goes. Let's wrap it up. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Why won't you kiss me? Why won't you kiss me on the mouth? Tie-tie, don't be so cold. Put your hand in mine, let's have a nice time with the moving of our mouth.